Hi everybody! So, let's close the guts triad and talk about Enneagram 1. Enneagram 1 felt the critics and the pain for the critics when they were children. Therefore, they learned to observe themselves very, very carefully and attentively to avoid making mistakes. The pattern we are encountering in Enneagram 1 is that of Puritanism, meaning that dances and pleasure are not welcome. The values of Enneagram 1 revolve around work, righteousness, and independence. They are persuaded that good sense and goodness can prevail over the wicked human nature. So basically, their core belief is that life is difficult and comfort must be earned. This is also probably one of the reasons why we're talking about desiderata going against the values of Enneagram 1. Because desiderata talks about a connection to the cosmos, whereas Enneagram 1 feels disconnected. According to an Enneagram 1, desires must be put aside and repressed. Don't be fooled though, because we're not talking about repression as a defense mechanism. Enneagram 2 is the Enneagram that goes by repression. What Enneagram 1 actually does as a defense mechanism is it's called reaction formation. Reaction formation is a defense mechanism according to which or by which emotions and impulses that produce anxiety and generate anxiety in the subject are directed in the opposing direction. Two examples of Enneagram 1 applying reaction formation can be Frollo from Judge Frollo from the Hunchback of Notre Dame and the mayor in the movie Chocolat. These two characters have a common trait, and that common trait is that of going against pleasure. We see Frollo trying to destroy Esmeralda because he cannot have her, and therefore nobody can. Whereas the mayor in Chocolat would want to enjoy chocolate, but since he thinks that gluttony is wrong, he's instead fighting against the lady bringing chocolate in the town and fighting a strong battle against it. So I cannot. I want chocolate. Eating chocolate is a desire. Eating chocolate is a pleasure. Nobody should eat chocolate. That's how an Enneagram 1 will react to it. They leave and have a strong resentment for people that break the rules without remorse or without anyway guilt feeling. So these people they will fight against. The attention of Enneagram 1 goes towards what should be done and what should have been done. In a way that finds a solution, though. We've seen it on Enneagram 4. Enneagram 4 just stays there and worries. Enneagram 1, on the other hand, finds solutions. The core pattern, again, here is no space for wishes and needs. These things need to be forgotten. And pushing forward and delaying pleasure is actually seen as giving and providing a sense of integrity. They fill their days with schedules full of admirable tasks to perform. If we look at the mayor in Chocolat again, we can see that his day was full of extremely admirable things to do. among which writing the sermons for the priest. The core pattern of every the core pattern of every guts type in the triad is anger. We've seen Enneagram 9 narcotizing themselves not to feel that anger. We've seen Enneagram 8 actually denying that anger. And now we're seeing Enneagram 1 refusing the anger via reaction formation. Even though they may have their jaw clenched and they may be biting their lips, they are not aware of feeling anger. Again, the pattern is Puritanism. So basically, anger is another sin, and anger should not be felt. Basically, Enneagram 1 lives in a divided house. So their inner being is a divided house where we have the critic, our Judge Frollo, living in the upper floor and being completely unaware of the emotions that are flooding the foundations and the lower floors. In this sense, we talk, when it comes to Enneagram 1, we talk about firewall effect. I think I will call it a firewall effect because I only know the expression in Italian and I didn't find the right one in English. Anyway, the firewall effect is that when the Enneagram 1 finds himself or herself in a new environment where nobody knows them and nobody will ever have a chance to get to know them in depth or be connected to home, they're going to be the rebel. They're going to pull out everything that is in the lower floors. When instead they are in places they know, in places where everybody knows them, in places where they have to be the good child, then they are going to be in total control of themselves under the influence of Judge Frollo, meaning of this internal judge that controls each and every action they take. They can be viewed as control freaks. I'd rather view them as self-controlling and maybe even a little bit repressed. They are bothered by those who express negative sides of the human nature. To them, only one correct way to perform things exists, and it's the perfect way, and it's the way that their internal judge is going to show them. Basically, Enneagram 1 is never ever even going to take into account pondering a new way to do things. They stress at 4, meaning that when they become moody and irrational, creating this elitarian perfectionistic world, they are going in the direction of stress and disintegrating. Enneagram 1 integrates to 7. As far as we have seen, Enneagram 7 is the Epicurean, and we know that Enneagram 7 are the guys that live in childhood. So basically, the moment they become joyful and spontaneous and let go of their internal judge, they're going to go in the direction of relaxation. So they must learn how to enjoy themselves. Health issues connected to Enneagram 1 are going to be face skin completely ruined. You may have crossed in your life people with skin problems on their faces that actually come from very deep down. We're talking about ruined skin in the face. It's raw acne, but it comes from very, very deep down. And that's a consequence of the fear of being dirty and to become dirty. They will have, of course, sight issues. because being careful to everything, paying attention to everything, means also to look around constantly in the fear of hearing the parents behind them yelling, "Be careful! What are you doing? You're going to be dirty." So that's basically the problem of Enneagram 1, and it shows also insight issues. Muscular rigidity and block in the muscles, that's of course always linked to our fight or flight response, and fear and anger. Anger blocks the muscles in that they get ready for fight. But since in our society we're not having to do with physical challenges and physical threats, our body gets ready but never lets out the impulse. And therefore, with the impulse sticking there, we can have physical issues like blocking the articulations and muscles in Enneagram 7 due to fear, and in Enneagram 1 due to anger. This, of course, can lead to issues to the cervix. I think that's the name. Anyway, the back part of the neck where most people have issues due to stress. So this is everything I have about Enneagram 1. I will come back as soon as possible with Enneagram 5. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.